Formula One at its absolute finest. Carlos Sainz, tactical brilliance. Carlos Sainz, the winner of the Singapore Grand Prix.
Carlos Sainz's first test with Williams wasn't just good, it was mind-blowing. Piloting last season's car, he clocked lap times that rivaled midfield teams' race pace from 2024. His feedback, so detailed that engineers called it a game changer. The car felt shockingly stable in high-speed corners, something Williams has struggled with for years. This isn't just a strong start, it's a statement. Sainz is here to transform Williams, and judging by this test, he's already doing it. Could this be the year Williams makes its epic comeback? Sainz's journey to Williams began with his departure from Ferrari, a move precipitated by Lewis Hamilton's shocking switch to the Italian team for 2025. Despite interest from other teams, including Audi and Alpine, Sainz chose Williams. This decision was influenced by his discussions with team principal James Vowles, who presented a compelling vision for the team's future. The Barcelona test session was a pivotal moment for both Sainz and Williams. The Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya, known for its challenging mix of high-speed and technical sections, provided an ideal environment to evaluate the new partnership. The test objectives were clear: familiarize Sainz with the team's setup processes, gather crucial data, and provide comprehensive feedback to the engineers. Morning session focused on race simulation runs. Sainz reported that the car handled significantly better than expected, particularly in high-speed corners. This improvement was especially noticeable in Turn 3, a challenging section that has historically highlighted car deficiencies. The enhanced stability in this area suggested that Williams had made substantial progress in addressing their previous weaknesses. During the midday debrief, Sainz demonstrated his technical prowess. He provided detailed feedback on various aspects of the car's performance, including brake modulation and tire degradation over extended runs. His ability to articulate minute details impressed the Williams crew, offering valuable insights for further development. The afternoon session shifted focus to qualifying style laps. Sainz pushed the car closer to its limits, allowing engineers to monitor telemetry data closely. Unofficial reports indicated that Sainz's lap times were competitive with midfield performance benchmarks from the previous season. This performance was particularly noteworthy given that Sainz was driving the 2023 Williams car, not the upcoming 2025 model. A key aspect of the test was Sainz's evaluation of different tire compounds. He tested Pirelli's hard, medium, and soft tires, providing crucial data on how the Williams car behaves under various conditions. This information is vital for strategizing during race weekends and could give Williams a competitive edge in tire management. The test revealed significant improvements in the Williams car compared to its predecessor. The FW47, as the 2025 car is designated, showed notable enhancements in weight reduction, aerodynamic efficiency, and overall balance. These improvements address some of the major issues that had plagued Williams in recent seasons, particularly the excess weight that had cost them valuable time on track. However, the test also highlighted areas that still need work. Sainz noted some aerodynamic inconsistencies that emerged during rapid changes in wind conditions. Additionally, he identified understeer issues in long, sweeping corners. These observations provide clear direction for the Williams engineering team as they fine-tune the car for the upcoming season. Sainz's integration with the Williams team has been remarkably smooth. His relationship with team principal James Vowles appears to be positive and productive. Vowles emphasized that Sainz's mentality aligns perfectly with Williams's long-term vision, describing him as a catalyst for innovation within the team. The collaboration between Sainz and his teammate Alex Albon is also showing promising signs. The two drivers have spent significant time together off-track, comparing notes and discussing strategies. This united approach is viewed as a major asset by the team's management, potentially accelerating Williams' progress up the grid. Sainz's arrival has had a notable impact on team morale, despite the challenges faced at the end of the previous season, including a series of accidents that stretched the team's resources. Sainz reported encountering smiling faces and high motivation levels throughout the Williams organization. This positive atmosphere could be a crucial factor in the team's performance for the upcoming season. Williams' progress under James Vowles' leadership is becoming increasingly evident. The team has struggled in recent years, often finding themselves at the back of the grid. However, the developments showcased during Sainz's test suggest a potential turnaround. The improvements in weight reduction and aerodynamic efficiency are being hailed as game changers by insiders. Expectations for the 2025 season are cautiously optimistic. While it's premature to predict podium finishes, there's a genuine belief within the team that they can move up the midfield and potentially challenge for points on a more consistent basis. The long-term vision presented by Vowles, coupled with Sainz's experience and technical feedback, provides a solid foundation for future success. Expert opinions and media reactions to Sainz's test have been largely positive. Team personnel have praised Sainz's immediate impact, with engineers highlighting his collaborative spirit and seamless integration into both technical and strategic operations. Spanish media outlets have been particularly enthusiastic, with Marca emphasizing that Williams is entering the 2025 season in a much stronger position compared to previous years. The general paddock buzz suggests a renewed interest in Williams' potential. Competitors are taking note of the team's progress, and there's speculation about how far up the grid they might climb in the coming seasons. This attention could translate into increased sponsorship opportunities and technical partnerships, further accelerating Williams' development. Sainz himself has expressed cautious optimism about the car's potential. In brief comments to media outlets following the test, he stated, "The car feels amazing. We're already much quicker than last year at this point. Obviously, everything feels much better. But in the end, you see the lap times of the others, and they are all feeling the same. It's difficult. It feels much better than last year, but where are we going to be? That's a tricky question." This measured enthusiasm reflects Sainz's experience and understanding of the challenges ahead. The Spanish driver's commitment to Williams' long-term project is evident in his approach to the test and his interactions with the team. He appears to be fully invested in the team's vision, recognizing the opportunity to play a pivotal role in Williams' resurgence. This alignment between driver and team ambitions could be a crucial factor in their future success. Sainz's excitement about the upcoming season is visible. Despite the challenges of adapting to a new team and car, he seems energized by the potential he sees at Williams. His experience fighting at the front of the grid with Ferrari could prove invaluable as Williams aims to climb the rankings. Looking ahead, all eyes will be on Williams' car launch scheduled for February 14th at Silverstone. This event will provide the first glimpse of the FW47 in its full 2025 specification. The improvements noted during Sainz's test in the 2023 car have heightened anticipation for what the new model might achieve. Following the Silverstone launch, attention will turn to the collective F1 season launch event in London on February 18th. This event will see all 10 teams and 20 drivers come together, offering a unique opportunity to gauge the paddock's reaction to Williams' progress and Sainz's potential impact on the 2025 season. As the 2025 Formula One season approaches, the narrative surrounding Williams and Carlos Sainz has shifted dramatically. From being viewed as a team in decline, Williams is now seen as a potential dark horse in the midfield battle. Sainz's decision to join the team, once questioned by some, now appears to be a shrewd move that could redefine his career and Williams' future in the sport. Observing from a distance, I can say that I think the way it is, at least for how this has been reported, it was a great introduction of Lewis to Ferrari. To be honest, as a fan of Formula One, by having been 15 years at Ferrari before I felt excited myself.
Observing from a distance, I can say that I think the way this, at least for how this has been reported, it was a great introduction of Lewis to Ferrari. To be honest, as a fan of Formula One, by having been 15 years at Ferrari before, I felt excited.
Andrea Stella's reaction to Hamilton's Ferrari debut is particularly noteworthy given his background. Stella spent 15 years at Ferrari before joining McLaren, giving him a unique perspective on both teams. His initial response to Hamilton's move was positive and reflective of his passion for the sport. Stella's excitement stems from recognizing the historic significance of Hamilton's move. He elaborated, "To see something that is historic for Formula One, a 7-time world champion going to Ferrari, one of the most iconic teams. I think Ferrari and Hamilton handled this very well."
To see something that is historic for Formula One, a 7 times world champion going to Ferrari, one of the most iconic teams. I think Ferrari and Hamilton handled this very well.
The hype surrounding Hamilton's arrival at Ferrari has been building for over a year. It was on February 1st, 2024, that the Maranello-based squad first announced this blockbuster move. Since then, the F1 community has been counting down the days leading up to Hamilton's first appearance in red, which finally came last month during a test session in Fiorano. The reception for Hamilton was reminiscent of the fanfare that greeted other world champions who joined Ferrari in the past, such as Michael Schumacher, Fernando Alonso, and Sebastian Vettel. However, Stella's message wasn't merely one of admiration. He followed his praise with a clear warning to Ferrari and Hamilton, emphasizing that ultimate success in Formula One is determined on the track. Stella stated, "But ultimately, I'm sure they know very well what counts is what's happening on track. After the initial excitement, I'm sure they will very much focus on making sure that the preparation is good, and on our side, we'll try and make their life a little bit difficult."
But ultimately, I'm sure they know very well, but what counts is what's happening on track. So, after the initial excitement, I'm sure they will focus very much on making sure that the preparation is good, and on our side, we will try and make their life a little bit difficult.
It's important to contextualize Stella's comments within McLaren's recent success. The 2024 season saw McLaren achieve a significant milestone by securing their first Constructors' Championship since 1998. This victory was sealed at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, where Lando Norris claimed victory ahead of Ferrari drivers Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz. This performance not only secured McLaren's championship, but also relegated Ferrari to second place in the standings. McLaren's 2024 success has intensified the rivalry between the two historic teams. Throughout the season, McLaren and Ferrari were locked in a fierce battle for the Constructors' title, with McLaren ultimately emerging victorious. This competition saw McLaren not only challenge Ferrari, but also overtake Red Bull Racing in the standings, marking a significant shift in the competitive order of Formula One. The 2024 season culminated in a thrilling finale at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Lando Norris's victory ahead of Ferrari's Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz was a defining moment for McLaren. It not only secured their Constructors' Championship, but also demonstrated their ability to outperform Ferrari in crucial moments. The fact that only 14 points separated Ferrari from the top of the board at the end of the season underscores the intensity of the competition between these two teams. Stella's promise to make life difficult for Hamilton and Ferrari in the 2025 season is not an empty threat. It's backed by McLaren's recent performance and their determination to build on their success. Stella emphasized that while the initial excitement surrounding Hamilton's move is understandable, what truly matters is on-track performance and thorough preparation. The McLaren team principal's words serve as a reminder that in Formula One, reputations and past achievements count for little once the lights go out on race day. Stella's comments suggest that McLaren is not intimidated by Ferrari's high-profile driver acquisition. Instead, they see it as motivation to push even harder in their pursuit of success. Looking ahead to the 2025 Formula One season, expectations are high for continued competition between McLaren and Ferrari. Hamilton's move to Ferrari adds another layer of intrigue to this rivalry. The dynamic between Hamilton and his new teammate, Charles Leclerc, will be closely watched, as will Ferrari's ability to provide a car capable of challenging for championships. The 2025 season is shaping up to be one of the most competitive in recent memory, with Ferrari boasting a lineup of Hamilton and Leclerc, and McLaren coming off a Constructors' Championship win. The stage is set for an intense battle. Add to this mix the ever-present threat of Red Bull and a potentially resurgent Mercedes, and Formula One fans are in for a thrilling season. The competition between McLaren and Ferrari is not just about the drivers. Both teams are pushing the boundaries of technology and innovation in their quest for supremacy. McLaren, for instance, is rumored to be developing a very extreme design for their MCL39 car for the 2025 season. According to reports from Italian publication Gazzetta, this design approach involves McLaren identifying areas where the 2025 and 2026 regulations overlap, potentially giving them a head start on the 2026 rule set in entirely legal ways. Ferrari, not to be outdone, is also pursuing a similar developmental strategy. The Scuderia's biggest developmental gain is reported to be in pull rod suspension, showcasing the technical arms race that exists between these two giants of the sport. The dynamic within Ferrari following Hamilton's arrival will be crucial to their success. Reports from Italy suggest that Ferrari is taking a measured approach to determining their driver hierarchy for the 2025 season. According to La Gazzetta dello Sport, Ferrari doesn't intend to decide their pecking order until both drivers have had a chance to prove themselves in the opening races of the season. This approach could present challenges for Ferrari's title aspirations, as any hesitation in establishing a clear team strategy could potentially hand an early advantage to rivals like McLaren or Red Bull. However, Ferrari believes this patient approach will set them up best for the season as a whole. The relationship between Hamilton and his new teammate, Charles Leclerc, will be crucial to Ferrari's success. Leclerc, at 27 years old and approaching the prime of his career, is reportedly unwilling to play second fiddle to Hamilton. This dynamic sets the stage for a potentially explosive intra-team rivalry that could either propel Ferrari to new heights or derail their championship aspirations. Ferrari team principal Fred Vasseur has previously stated his philosophy regarding team orders. He said, "There is a clear situation, it's the same everywhere. We have two very good drivers and both of them are able to do a job. We will have the capacity to provide them with the same car, the same structure, and the same support. There will be no number one and number two, but if at one stage we have to take action, then we will take action. It doesn't matter if it's for one or the other, but if at one stage in the season we have to do something, then I will do it." However, with Hamilton's arrival bringing championship-winning experience to the team, Ferrari may be forced to reconsider this approach. The pressure will be on Hamilton to make a fast start to his Ferrari career, as reports suggest that Vasseur could implement team orders after the first few races if one driver establishes a clear advantage.
Well, the great and good of Formula One are gathered here in London for the Autosport Awards tonight, but the big story of the day was created by Lewis Hamilton, who had a minor crash testing a Ferrari, a 2023 Ferrari car at the Circuit de Catalunya.
Lewis Hamilton's testing car crashed at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya, a venue well known to F1 drivers and teams. Hamilton, who was sharing driving duties with teammate Charles Leclerc, lost control of the team's 2023 car, resulting in a collision with the barriers. The incident occurred towards the end of the lap, causing damage to both the bodywork and suspension of the SF23.
Had to be recovered and taken back to the pits for repairs. Hamilton didn't do any more driving today, and Charles Leclerc, who was due to take over the same Ferrari car, was unable to complete any running in the afternoon session. Ferrari have another day of testing in Barcelona. The original intention was for their reserve and development drivers to complete that running. It remains to be seen if perhaps Hamilton and Leclerc now take that over. And Lewis Hamilton will have another opportunity to test more recent Ferrari equipment in Barcelona next week when the team undertakes a Pirelli tyre test.
Ferrari has declined to comment on the specifics of the incident, maintaining a policy of secrecy around their private test sessions. However, sources close to the team have confirmed that Hamilton emerged from the crash unharmed. A team source told AFP that Hamilton was absolutely okay and was still in the process of exploring the car's limits. The crash happened on Ferrari's second of 3 days of running at the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya, which is the venue for the Spanish Grand Prix. This testing session is part of Ferrari's efforts to integrate Hamilton into the team as effectively as possible before the start of the 2025 season, which kicks off with the Australian Grand Prix on March 14th to 16th. To understand the full implications of this event, it's crucial to examine the context of the testing session. Ferrari's current testing program is governed by Formula One's strict regulations, known as TPC, or testing of previous cars. These rules dictate that current race drivers can complete a maximum of 1,000 kilometers of running in previous year cars. For Hamilton, this crash comes at a critical juncture in his career. Having spent 12 successful years with Mercedes, his move to Ferrari represents one of the most significant transfers in F1 history.